Hello, everybody. How are you? Rose here. Today I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's live stream called Bedtime Beezin. So I just literally got up and I was actually in the process of reacting to her video. And I just realized I did not hit the record button. Yeah, it's that kind of morning because I was up late last night, throwing a lot of stuff away, taking a lot of stuff down the dumpster, preparing for my move. It's just that kind of a morning where you're reacting to a video and you're like, oops, I didn't push record. What the fuck's wrong with me? Now I gotta start all over. Doggone it, where was I? Oh, well, I didn't get too far. I was just like, wait a minute, I didn't push the record button. That's not gonna go over well. I can't do a react that way. So, Miss Foodie Beauty, she did this bedtime beezing live stream where she talked about many different things, including the whole thing of her wanting to move and get herself a separate apartment away from Pete's. And her plan is to get two different places in the same apartment complex, hopefully very close together, so that if she needs Pete's for something, she can just call him up and he can come over and do something for her. That's the plan for her. Rather than stay at the villa, where it would be cheaper than two places, and it's got all the extras that you could ever ask for. She wants to move into a studio or a one bedroom and either get pizza, studio apartment, or a room somewhere. Something of note for you, foodie, about getting yourself a place and getting pizza place as well. If Pete is not the person whose name is on the lease as being the person who will pay the rent, if you're wanting to pay for his rent, you know what the landlord is going to ask for? They're going to ask for a guarantor. If that person says, I'm not going to be paying the rent, somebody else is going to be paying the rent, then the landlord is going to have that in the contract. That if the person who's living in the house is not going to be the one responsible for paying the rent, they're going to ask for a guarantor, someone who will sign the contract and say, I will be paying the rent. And here's the problem with that. You got a bankruptcy on your record. You've got very bad credit. So the landlord's going to look at you and feel all kinds of nervous because of your bad credit history. They're not going to look at you as a reliable person to pay the rent. Even though, yes, you do get money from YouTube, it's going to make them real nervous. I don't think they would accept you as a good guarantor. So there's that. Also, you were saying that the rent on two places would be cheaper than the rent on the villa. Somehow I don't think so. I think it would be about the same because you got to figure in two places. To move in, you both need first last month's rent, security deposit, for you, pet deposit, turning on the utilities. And because you have a bad credit history and all that stuff on your record, I'm sure the landlord is going to ask for even more money up front, because that's what usually happens when you've got bad credit. They say, well, to compensate for that, just to make sure that we're going to be okay with you, you got to pay even more money. So you're looking easily at a good 5-6K just to move in, and then paying double the rent. So you're going to be paying pretty much about the same thing as you do at the villa. I do agree with you that you and Pete need your own places. I get that. You both need to be separated away from each other. I will never argue that point. You want a place where you can just bring a guy and maybe do something and you don't want anybody else around. But if you're trying to argue the point of it's going to be cheaper for me, no, not necessarily. I think wherever Pete decides to move in, he should do it fully independent of you, not depending on you for anything as far as money, because then if something does happen to you, he's going to be okay. That's the way it should be done. He needs to get out from under you. He needs to find his own feet, and he needs to start using them. He's got a YouTube channel. I don't know how much money he makes from it, but it would be a good idea to be fully independent of you, because you're still wrapped around Natter. You're still wrapped around him. And there's a chance that you can move Pete's into his own place and ditch him later if Natter ever called and said, hey, I want to start seeing you, but I don't like the fact that you're paying for all of Pete's stuff. For Natter, you would stop paying, and then Pete's would be out in the cold. So yeah, those are my thoughts about that. Now, speaking of Natter, speaking of the man that you like so much, I want to take you guys over to something, to a very brief video that Eerie Pepperoni did. We love Eerie Pepperoni over here. She's very talented. She's very funny. And I do recommend everybody sub to her channel, because if the foodie beauty drama and the toxicity get too much and you just need to laugh, you need to laugh at this whole ridiculous spectacle, Eerie can make you laugh. Her videos do make you laugh. Eerie put together a short video of something that happened during one of Natter's live streams, where he literally was playing in the snow on camera. So let's watch it.
Give me a second, guys. I'm home. Drink this.
Yes, you can please.
Oh. Oh, la la la. Oh. Oh, la la la.
I know it's because of the spiciness in the sausage too.
Yeah, that's, you heard that right. Him sitting there scraping something on a table and then sniffing, and then Dee Dee trying to cover it up, saying, oh, the spicy sausage. Girl, there wasn't no sausage in sight, okay? There wasn't no sausage in sight. You're not scraping sausage off the tabletop. You're not doing that. Foodie, this is the guy that you're fighting so hard for, that he feels so bold and he's so stupid. He's going to scrape something off a table and sniff it on camera. Don't even have the good sense to walk in the other room and do it. This is what you're fighting so hard for. This is what you want. Girl, come on.
Yeah.
Make you run?
My nose. Yeah.
Your nose? What were you doing over there, Dee Dee? Were you partaking of the spicy powdered sausage too?
My nose is running. Yeah, when I eat stuff spicy,
Mm.
my nose.
Your nose is running. I bet I know why your nose is running. Okay. Sure. Whatever you say, Dee Dee. Whatever you say. So yeah, that's the video from Eerie Pepperoni. I'll leave a link for the description if you guys want to find Eerie's channel. She's good people. I can vouch for her. She's great. Go check out her channel. So what else we got here? Oh yeah. There's this post from Chantal. Look what she says. She says, I think I want to start a fight. Which one is your girlfriend? I thought you were over him, Foodie. Why you want to fight whoever he's with? Not that it would do you any good, because as you said in your live stream yesterday, people go where they want to go. It's impossible to steal a person from another person. And you're right, it is. People are not material possessions. They have free will. But you want to start a fight. You kind of have already been doing that. You've been trying to fight Dee Dee and Natter, going after Dee Dee, insulting her, doxing her, the whole 9 yards. You've been trying to start a fight from afar, thinking that's going to be the way to get Natter away from Dee Dee. Chantal, do you realize that by fighting with Dee Dee and going after her, all you're doing is making Natter want her more? You're bringing them closer together. You're not picking them apart. Sorry, all this fighting, all this drama, you're just bringing them closer together. And I know that's not what you want, but that's what's happening. He likes Dee Dee enough that he will live with her full time, been living with her for the longest. And even with you trying to throw money and any kind of temptations at him, and oh, look, I got this expensive hotel room, and maybe I'll get you an apartment, it still hasn't worked. And let's be honest, let's be really, really honest here. Even if Dee Dee were not in the picture at all, even if Pete's wasn't in the picture at all, and it was just the two of you, he still wouldn't live with you. It still wouldn't work. You have said that you can't stand each other for more than 2 days. So how can you live with somebody? When you live with someone, even as a roommate, there has to be a sort of friendly synergy. You have to be able to talk to each other and move around each other without fighting. You guys can't do that. The only times you're around Natter is when you're both high or stoned or drunk or something. Chemicals have to be involved. That's how much you hate each other. You have to have the chemicals to make it at least amicable for a short period. So that's going on, has been going on, and you want to live with him? You still got it in your head you want to live with this guy? No, ma'am. No, that's not possible. So if you're trying to get away from Pete's, maybe get away from the cast to be with this dude, it still wouldn't work. You need to get that through your thick head. It's not going to happen. You're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, and all you're doing is causing yourself misery where there don't need to be none. Just understand the situation and walk away from this. Okay? Well, what else we got here? Oh, yeah. Let's go back to her Beezin stream. We're going to hop all over this because it's 2 hours long, but let's see what Foodie has to say, shall we, since we're here.
Boring snack. And I had a bunch of wisps and a whole bunch of pickles. And now I'm full as shit.
And can I just give my thoughts right away? This is lazy content. In your room, laying in bed, high, with your face in the camera, lazy content. Lazy. When you feel so entitled and you're so lazy, you can't even bother to sit up and talk to people. You're going to lay down, smoke your vape pen, and stare at the camera, stoned. Lazy content. Very lazy.
It was not a JC fucking Penney ad. Does that guy look like he was in a JC Penney ad? No. JC Penney ads look fake as fuck. They look like a real human.
No, you don't. You're one to talk about fake AF when you heavily edit your pictures for your dating profiles. Come on, girl. We know that's not you. You talk all about how much you're a raving beauty, but everything about you is edited on camera.
I don't care. I don't care. I only want like 300 people here. Thank you.
No, you don't. Girl, if you could have 3,000 people in your room, you'd be so delighted. So delighted. And you can sit there and tell everybody, I wouldn't care if there were 3 people here. Well, let's examine your history for a moment. When you did streams on Patreon and there were not enough people, you left. When there weren't enough people on your OnlyFans streams, you left. And whenever you turn on your camera and people aren't piling in right away, what's the first thing you say? You say, where is everybody? So obviously, you want a lot of people watching you. You need that attention fix. You want it. And the crazy thing is, for someone who wants attention so bad, you go on your blocking sprees, and every time you do, you're blocking more people that could possibly watch you. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and block, and then because of the blocking, you don't have that many people, then complain about it. You got to pick a lane, Foodie.
Ew. Drama free is so nice.
Yeah, it is. It certainly is.
I forgot the salad video went viral a lot, or was already viral. There's so much stuff. Why are you back here, Julia? You guys distract me. It's annoying. When's the last time you ordered takeout? You're doing good. Oh my god, I don't even know. I just don't think about it. I'm too busy with men all day.
She's a liar. Listen, she's got a problem with food. She's always thinking about food. It doesn't necessarily have to be takeout food, it's just food in general. She's always thinking about food. She's always talking about food. And this is why she needs counseling, because of that problem with food. She can't do this on her own. She can't get over her problem with food on her own. She doesn't have the tools. She doesn't have the coping mechanisms. That's why she needs help. This problem of hers is over her head. And just because, y'all, keep this in mind, just because she's not going to town on the fast food in front of the camera, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted at all. She could easily turn off the camera, gorge on fast food, and then turn the camera back on and pretend that she's not done that. You know? She might be gorging on fast food when the camera's off and then getting on camera and acting like she's eating healthy for Natter's benefit. This whole thing of her eating healthy, I feel it's for Natter's benefit because he does eat fairly healthy. He doesn't go to town on fast food. So that might be another way she's trying to appeal to Natter and say, look, I'm being a good girl. I'm eating healthy food now. I'm getting my act together. Are you? Are you getting your act together if you're laying in bed doing the lazy streams, getting high? I don't think so.
It went viral again? Please be going too far with nastiness. Oh yes, I know. Yeah. A wisp is a cheese cracker, but it's like just cheese. That channel was not built on drama.
Yeah, it was.
Hi, Monica. Excuse me, I had a channel before Broccoli Head. And I'll have a channel after Broccoli Head. Even if it's smaller, I don't give a shit.
You know, I wish she would tell the truth. For once, I wish she would tell the truth. She tries to play it off like she's some tough girl. Like, I don't care. I don't care if my channel's small. Oh, trust me, she cares. Her entire income is YouTube. She cares a lot. She cares so much that she comes up with all these different story arcs just to keep the money flowing. She cares. Just say it, Foodie. It's okay. I care about the money. I care about the money because that money supports me and support Pete's. I care. I depend on YouTube for my income. I depend on the money you guys give me for my income because without it, I wouldn't have an income. Just say it. It's okay. Just tell the truth.
I ordered food yesterday. Oh, God. I went out to eat. Bring back current bucket. No, you did this to yourself. You need to take accountability for your own actions.
You start first.
I know, I'm such a babe. You're gonna be up for another 6 hours. Listen, I try to go to sleep and then I just can't. Like I don't know, it's like the phone.
Okay. I also want to say this. Anybody on Chantal's side, take note of this live stream in this moment. She's being nice to you right now. Right now is the operative word. There'll be a rage later, and she'll be calling you guys morons and insulting you and maybe getting mad at a select few of you because you'll say something that really gets her fired up. Her abusive nature is coming. Right now is the calm before the storm. But this is a pattern with Chantal. Let me be nice to people and lull them into a sense of feeling comforted. And then right when you start to feel comforted, she'll take it away. And she'll be mean to you, and then she'll go back to being nice to you. Happens all the time.
I have scroll disease. Ugh, stinks. You guys are not being nice. You're attacking Che, and Che is a Beezer. Okay?
You attack your own Beezers. That's funny. You sit there, you get on Beezers for going after other Beezers, and yet you go after your own Beezers.
And my fupa too. I'm legit trying to picture this. Yes. Just keep the glow going. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking film whatever. If I have to spam more content to make up for lost views, whatever. I'll find a way.
What I say, Foodie? Quality over quantity. One great live stream, one great video is worth 10 garbage, non-tent live streams or videos. Doing more videos does not mean more money. It just gives more people a reason to go to the reaction channels. Because if you keep spamming the garbage non-tent, they're like, why am I here? Why am I watching this? It's not entertaining. It's the same crap over and over. It's horrible. I'll go somewhere where at least I can get a laugh once in a while. So if you want to keep on with 10 hours of live streaming a day, go ahead. Please go ahead. Although as a reactor, can I just say I fucking hate that? I hate the 10 hours a day. I hate it. It's too much. You need to understand, Foodie, that just because you have 10 to 12 hours a day to live stream, people don't have 10 to 12 hours to watch you. There's no way they can watch every single minute of every single live stream you do, especially if there's nothing interesting going on, you know? Maybe they might be more invested if there was quality content there. But other people who are not you, we got stuff to do. People have jobs, lives, families, hobbies, interests, passions, personal activities. They might be able to give you a few hours a day, but not every hour. You know, we got to go make meals. We got to go cook. Just because you live your life on YouTube doesn't mean the rest of us do. So maybe you should think about that and employ a system of, I'm going to do a live stream, but I'm going to make it good. There's going to be something good in it. And for God's sake, woman, if you rage, leave it on your channel. I mean, those are the videos that might get you the most views, and you dirty delete like an idiot. And you leave up the ones that nobody's really interested in. You know, you're not a very good businesswoman. You take away the product that people would most likely buy and leave product that sits on the shelf and nobody wants.
If I have to really start farting on cakes for money, I'll find a way. As long as I don't have to do things just like that make me unhappy, I'll be good, you know? Oh, I'm so tired of like immature people though, honestly. Like worm sheriff. Like just fucking lay off. Like you're not even funny. You're just dumb and annoying. Like the Vicky thing is so old.
Somebody say, Ricky's saying, sell your bathwater. You know what's funny? An e-girl, Delphine, she actually sold her bathwater and she made a lot of money. But here's the problem with Foodie selling her bathwater. When did she ever take a bath? When did she ever take a bath? I don't think anybody would want to buy her bathwater anyway. I don't think it would be very clean.
The haters are gonna get worse as you continue to get better. I know I love Vicky. So,
Certainly Not says, have you ever thought about renting a duplex? James is in the basement, you in the upper, cheaper with the privacy you want. Here's the problem with that. To get into the villa, Pete had to put his name on the lease. Chantal's name is not on the lease. I believe she did that because Pete's had the better credit. Her credit is crap. And in the time that she's been at the villa, she's not made strides to fix that. So she really can't rent anything, can she? It was her using him to get into the villa. So how can they possibly move and her put her name on anything? Nobody's going to take her as a secure tenant.
Oh, a duplex. Yeah, something like that. Certainly not exactly. That's kind of what I want to do, but to find an apartment complex that's like top and bottom, you know. Monica, you done so good the past couple of days. I'm so proud.
This person, Rhonda, says, wonder how long before the reaction channels have to find content of their own. What do you mean? Is Chantal going someplace? Is her channel going to be canceled? I don't think it's going to be canceled. But even if Chantal did get her channel canceled, listen, we reactors, we can always find someone to react to. I'm sure Amberlyn Reed would love to have us all back if something happened to Chantal. And if it's not Amber, there's plenty of stuff all over the internet to react to. There's all kinds of stuff. And even if you're not doing reaction videos, there's all kinds of stuff to do. I got plans on doing gaming content for my channel, taking things in a positive direction. And I'm going to be moving in about 3 weeks. I'll be in my new location in about 3 weeks. And trust me, I'm going to take advantage of the beautiful environment. I'm going to show all kinds of outside stuff and walking around and biking around and just showing all the different places and nature. I can't wait because I would rather do the positive content all day long than sit down for an hour and do Chantal stuff because Chantal's boring. Sorry. And she's irritating. I know a lot of people like Chantal. They like to follow up with her, and that's why they like the reaction channels. But I don't want to just stick myself in a corner doing nothing but that. I want to branch out and show you guys other things. So I'm already planning to move away from Chantal. I'm already doing my ambiance videos. And I do that on purpose so it gives you guys something to look at besides Chantal, something to help you relax or meditate or whatnot. Because getting away from the drama once in a while is good for one's soul. It can't be toxicity all the time. So all of you idiots on Chantal's side that you're like, oh, the reaction channels, they depend on Chantal, and without her, they'd all fall down. No, we won't. Trust me, no, we won't. No, we won't. A lot of people want Chantal and are interested in her, and so we do content on Chantal, but if she's not around, there's always somebody else. There's always somebody else. And there's always something else to do. You know? So, it's not like without Chantal, we'd all perish. Trust me, we won't.
Proud of you for not kidding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're not gonna get any rages, any reaction like that out of me. You can say whatever you want about me from now on, whatever. I don't care. I don't.
You not raging is a double-edged sword, Foodie, because your rages are what gets the most views. So if you're saying, well, I'm not doing rages anymore, which is something you said before, I'm not going to rage, and then you proceed to rage. By not raging, by not going off, which is the most interesting content on your channel, you're depriving yourself of money, aren't you? It's a double-edged sword. I'm not going to give the reaction channels anything to cover, but by doing that, you're depriving yourself of money, and money is very important to you. So decide what you want to do with that sword.
I changed. That's like, you know what? I don't care, and I love that for me. Yes.
You don't care. Then why you want to fight whoever he's with?
I love watching you eat. Really? Most people don't like watching me eat because I eat like a cow. Have you ever thought about building Pete's a separate apartment with the boxes? Touche. Yes. No, I haven't, but no, I didn't even get. I need to focus on myself, but I need to focus on the merch. But I need to wake up tomorrow, put the stew.
She's always focusing on the quick ways to make money versus doing content, which would make her money immediately. oh, I'm going to design a merch store so I can make a bunch of money. You won't make the kind of money you think you will. And you're certainly not going to put the work into designing logos or something for merch that would make it attractive and make people want to buy. You're far too lazy for that. It's really sad that the reaction channels that you hate so much, a lot of them already have merch. They already have merch stores. They already have attractive merchandise for people to get, but not you. And you're a bigger channel. They're way ahead of you that way. It wouldn't take much to sit down, come up with some merch ideas that don't suck, go to something like Teespring, set up an account, put whatever you make onto coffee cups or t-shirts or hoodies or something, and then let the merch store just run itself. But you missed the boat on that, Foodie. You could have made a crap ton of money on merch a long time ago, but I seriously doubt you'd make that much money with merch now, considering that your content is not that intriguing.
In the slow cooker and work on merch. Mia. I'm doing time. No, you know what? I don't. If I have to.
Ooh, the super chat. Pete said you're the only cowgirl you tried was a fail. Hey, you gotta love Pete for coming through with the blunt honesty.
What? I'm laughing at something else. Not at you, Pink Pony. If you just go do other stuff out of the norm people would watch. Interacting with the world. I want to do that too. Trust me, it's coming. Don't worry. Do not worry. I'm going to be so out in the world. I'm getting prepared right now to go out into the.
So this comment, Alexis says, I asked Pete in his live if he was really in love with you. And he said, yes, he was in love. I thought it was so sweet. Pete. You are doing the same thing with Chantal that Chantal's doing with Natter and Dee Dee. You both have this point of view that if you both just stick around long enough, that in the end, you'll be the winner. And what I want to say to that is no one should ever settle. No one should ever settle when it comes to love. And even if you got Chantal in the end, Pete, she'd be settling for you. And she'd never be happy for you and happy with you. She'd always be looking around for some other hot guy. If she wanted you, dude, she'd be with you. But obviously, she does not want you that way anymore because she's looking for other guys. She's on dating sites. If she ended up with you because there's nobody else that wants her and she knows it. And so she would just take you by default. And you, Chantal, if Natter ever ended up with you, would he ever be happy with you? No. He'd be settling for you or with you for the money. And I just think settling for anybody is just sad. It never ends well.
Maybe, I don't know, that's why I think, like, should we just stay here in the interim? Like, should I really focus on, do I really want to get an apartment for myself? Maybe I could get an apartment for Pete and just hit the road with my fucking Kia and sleep in the effing Kia. Like, I don't.
Yeah. She's talking about doing the mobile thing. Girl, come on. You don't know the first thing about mobile living. And let's be honest, that Kia is on its last leg. You haven't maintained it properly, okay? That Kia is about ready to fall down and go bust. And you haven't even paid that car off. So you want to do the mobile life with your Kia? It wouldn't last. It wouldn't last long. You've run that poor car into the ground. No, that life is not for you. You wouldn't know the first thing about how to live in any kind of vehicle and do the mobile life. A lot of people are on YouTube already doing that. That's their content. And they have to adjust to doing things differently, to living differently. And whatever vehicle they're in cannot be a sloppy mess. They got to keep things neat. That's not you. You would not be able to do that. And on top of that, you've got 2 cats. Are you going to get a big enough vehicle because it can't be the Kia. You can't put the cats and yourself in the Kia. Does that mean you're going to purchase another vehicle like a van and have it outfitted for mobile life and there be enough room for the two of them? Somehow, I don't think that that would be a good idea, at least for the pets anyway, especially for poor BBJ. You said that she doesn't like being out of the house, it stresses her out. How would she, as an elderly cat, adjust to that life?
I don't even care. Is the Kia comfortable if I put, how can I plug in my CPAP?
You can't. You really can't.
I to live in my car. I don't want the cats. I can't leave my cats. Yeah, my broken down Kia. Come to Utah? Oh shoot, I'm so behind. I'm sorry, guys. Money forever. I was way behind, so if I missed your... What did you guys say? How could I leave the box behind? At least buy a van? I did. A gym membership. Okay.
Yeah, okay, a gym membership. She's got a free gym in her apartment complex. That was one of the features of moving there. When she first moved in, she talked about the gym. Has she ever used it? No. So you got a free gym in your apartment complex you don't even use, Foodie. If you're not going to use that one, why would you pay for a membership?
Dude, there's ways. Shut P43. I'm so excited for your new journey. Never settle for less again. You know who you are? Still laughing at the Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, let's do something. Let's correct the terminology here. She's not on a journey because she hasn't gone anywhere. Not as far as traveling, not as far as changing her life. She's not on a journey. You can be only on a journey when you are moving. You're moving in a new direction. She's not on a journey. She's not gone anywhere. She's not improved her life. She's not on a journey yet. She's at the start of the journey, but she has yet to make a move.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm just you. Thanks, Patricia. Thank you, Mr. Maya. You'd have to be, I don't know. I just wear a diaper in the car. They don't have plus size diapers. So what about people who are 6X who need to shit their pants? Like, what do these people do? It was so cool. I thought you were going to settle down in an apartment. I was going to, but I didn't. And I'm friggin' lucky. Hi, Halloween Annie. How you doing? Deserve me when I put my wig on. Merch. I'm a package deal.
It's a package nobody wants, though. That's obvious. Because that's a box full of crazy and obsessive. Ain't nobody wanting that. Return to sender.
Makeover. I have 2 men in that bed. Oh, yeah. Picture, okay. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that out, Tata. That's the cutest ever. I might not be able to handle that cuteness. Aziz! Moxicillin? Oh my god. No, what was that strong antibiotic they gave me? Lou is carrying a huge cake. Oh my god, Lou is carrying a huge cake. Did you see that?
I hate her laughing.
I seen, what was I saying? A short of, there was a Personnel brand called friggin' Jean Coutu Lube on Dee Dee's bedside table. Oh my god, and I fucking, the only thing that would have made that any funnier if it was Giant Tiger brand fucking lube. I would.
Why are you examining what type of lube is in Dee Dee's bedroom. That's just creepy. That's so weird. You were raging about the lube before. Now you think that certain brands of lube are funny?
I can talk about this shit and not care. Like, how is that even possible?
Because you're high.
It's so funny. He has CH.
God, that
You
wheezing
want to be
laugh kills me.
Monty? By the way, my house doesn't stink. My house is probably cleaner than half of the people on his fucking panel.
Really? Your house doesn't stink? How is that possible? When you're walking around, you don't take a shower for days. You've got dirty clothes in a corner, also stinking for days. You guys don't change the litter boxes, and I'm a cat mama. I don't care if she's got the pretty litter. Those cat boxes do not get changed. And if you use regular litter, which I know kitty litter, like the pretty litter is different, but after a while, if there's too much urine in the litter, that urine turns to an ammonia smell in the air. Anybody ever smell ammonia? It's really strong. It's horrible. That gets into the air and it will sting your eyes. Nobody can tell me that those cat boxes get changed once a month like they're supposed to. And I'm sure they don't take out the solid waste as well. So how can that house not smell? How can it not? And you also got to think about the fast food that she leaves around all the time, and the moldy pots, and the fridge that's got food molding in it, and the garbage that never gets taken out, and the bags of garbage all over the house. How can it not smell? I mean, the fruit flies are there for a reason.
And my house has been cleaned. It doesn't smell when it's cleaned.
When it's clean, but when is that? When is how often does it get clean? Just because it might be a little bit clean right now doesn't mean it's always clean, Chantal. That means your house smells.
I'm not even fucking evicted. We've been wanting to move for a long time. That's all it is. We want to move. We want to move. I want my own place. Like, I want my own fucking place, okay?
Then you know what? You know what you do? Stop spending your money on Cokie. Stop paying his phone bill. Stop paying for everything with that man. Fix your credit. Save your money. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. That's how you do it the right way. Pay off your car. Get another car if the key is about ready to go bust on you. Take care of your finances, or give control of your finances to somebody else, because honestly, that does need to happen. You don't know how to control yourself when it comes to money. Someone should step in and take over, and then maybe you might have a chance of getting your own place, Chantal.
Okay? Like, bad. And I don't know. It's just something I want. It has nothing to do with Pete's. Just
Liar, liar, torrid pants on fire. Yeah. Pete's has been a bone of contention between you and Natter. The fact that he's there, Natter doesn't like it. And because he's there, you can't bring Natter over. Don't tell me that's not a factor. It is.
something I've always wanted for myself. Like, I just want my own space, like my own complete privacy. Dumpster diving. That was one of my friends. We had time to say goodbye to Pete. No, Pete will be living next door. Like,
You don't know that because you're not moved in anywhere. You cannot guarantee that if you get a place, that Pete's will be in the same apartment complex. He might be across town, girl. You don't know. Not until you get there, and not until the money's been paid.
we just need walls between us for our own privacy. I think it'd be good for him too, you know? The motel barbecue on the side of the road. Oh my god. The comforter from Nights In with all the vomit on it.
Ew.
I've been in
Gross.
the villa for like 2 years or more. A little over 2 years, I think. Or is it 3? Yeah, 2 or 3 years. I want to go gamble. You love gambling, Agatha? Duh, right? Obviously. We know that about you. Okay, I'm tired. I'll sleep like this tonight. Come to Boston? I do. I think I'm going to be coming to Boston soon.
When?
I want to do an East Coast thing.
Dude, you got to pick a lane. Either you're traveling and using your money to travel, or you're moving. You can't do both. You're not making that much, Chantal.
Kristen. In Niagara Falls, Ontario, Marineland is the place to go. To jump in the jump in the air, splashing waves in your hair. Hold up depressed somewhere with, you know what?
Okay, this super chat, I want to address it. Numi says, I just want to say I'm super proud of you. This is the Chantal we all fell in love with. Happy is a good look on you. Keep it up, sweetheart. She's not happy though. Listen, Chantal would do very well if she were truly happy and if her life were on track. But don't get too excited too soon, because this is a cycle, this is a pattern where she lulls everybody into a sense of things are really changed now. I'm different now. And then she goes back to raging. And then we find out she's seeing Natter, because if she's mad at Natter, then she comes on camera and tells everybody, yes, I'm seeing Natter. I'm saying I was doing it behind your back. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Do not jump the gun with this woman. Just because she says, oh, I'm changed, blah, 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 doesn't mean she has changed. Understand that you're looking and listening to a person with addictions and obsessions. She's got a lot of issues that need to be worked out. Those issues are way over her head, things that require professional help and counseling. And if she's not going for those, whatever change she's trying to make right now will not stick. Because at this level of who she is, the obsessions and the addictions, she cannot beat all that stuff on her own. There's just too much stuff going on. She needs outside help. It's help that she refuses to get. Another thing, she's got all these health problems. Is she taking control of any of those? No. She's not going to the doctor. She's not getting on medications she should be on. She's not going for a checkup, which she desperately needs. I think the only reason why she's avoiding the doctor is because she knows the doctor is going to give her some dire news. And then the doctor's going to tell her, you need to do this, 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 and this to fix yourself. And she's not going to want to do it because it's going to be a lot of work. So just because she's acting all kinds of happy, laying in her bed, smoking her vape pen, and she's mellow right now, doesn't mean she's completely fixed. She's still very much broken.
And this is, I can actually work on, I can't believe that I'm in this situation right now.
You
I
put
never
yourself
thought I
there.
would be out of it ever. And do people still claim to buy it for the articles? No. With nowadays how sensationalized prawn is, the Playboy is so boring. He's in the crypt above her. Oh. Okay, Monica. You should start a Beezin ranch, 300 pounds plus. Oh my God. I hate being bored more than anything in the world.
But you're boring all the time.
People are just a bunch of DDs inserting themselves into situations that was not their business. Yeah, well, she's stuck with his ass now, but she seems to love it. I hate not being able to sleep. I have really bad insomnia. I know it sucks.
Yeah, something that I'm picking up on. So little Miss Chantal's over there with a stuffy nose. I'm not listening to her when she says it's allergies, girl. What were you doing before you turned the camera on? Were you doing a little bit of the powdering of your nose? Were you doing the nose powder, Chantal, and that's why you're all stuffy? Ain't no reason in the world why your nose should be stuffed up like that. You don't go outside.
Bugs. Yeah, I think it's like a younger crowd thing, but there's also a lot of older people I see that try to do like, I don't know.
Chantal, you're talking about the older crowd like you're not part of it. You're almost 40 years old. You're not a teenager anymore. You're far from it. So it doesn't make any sense to me for you to put down an older crowd when you are a part of that crowd. We may not want to claim you because of your behavior, but you still are. And every day that you wake up, you get one day older. And I know you hate that, but that's just the truth.
So I was just like thinking about like, I was scrolling through dating profiles, just like scrolling. It was loud and
You
annoying.
shouldn't be dating right now.
And I was like, there, it's always the same profiles. Like it's so annoying. Do you guys ever get sick of dating profiles? Like, what are some guys or women like that you always?
It's my belief that Chantal should be banned off all dating sites. And let me tell you why. It's not her weight, it's the fact that she is obsessive, but even more importantly than that, it's the health thing. Because she's got all kinds of active infections. She talked about having Hep B. She talked about, remember when she talked about having C. diff? C. diff is highly contagious. She's talking about having trichinosis. I can't do the exact pronunciation right now. I'm too tired. But trich is a parasite that's contagious. She's got all kinds of infections, and she hasn't gone to the doctor for any of them. So if she did manage to hook up with a guy, she'd just be spreading all that stuff to somebody else willingly, knowingly, and eagerly. For that reason, she shouldn't be on the dating site. She should keep her legs closed, get all of that fixed, and then maybe if she wants to go sleep around, do it. But sleeping around when you know you've got something or a lot of something is just, it's reckless and it's irresponsible.
Skip. Like, okay, this is more towards ladies, I guess. What are some guys that you always skip? Me, I hate when a guy is in front of a mirror at a gym with his phone, looking like doing a selfie in front of a gym mirror with your phone showing. I fucking hate that.
And you talk about that, and yet you get on YouTube with no panties on and bend over and all that jazz. You're gonna bag on somebody for taking a gym selfie in front of a mirror. Maybe that's the only way they know how to take a picture of themselves. But at least it's on a dating profile and they're not showing their business on YouTube, Chantal.
Or anybody who anyone if in their bio description about themselves, if there's any mention of loving an active lifestyle, fucking forget it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you hate that because that probably just makes you so angry that these hot guys are actually active and you know you're not, so they never want you.
But no, like I do actually sometimes swipe. Guys who look sketchy.
So it annoys her if somebody says, I live an active lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with living an active lifestyle. And if you're someone and you like to be out and you like to do things, there's no shame in wanting a partner you can do things with. I don't think anybody is going to be happy just sitting in a bedroom with you while you eat your nashies, while you drink your Starbucks, just doing nothing every day. This life is meant to be lived, Chantal. It's not to be avoided and escaped from. If you're escaping from life, you're doing it wrong.
Or who has gym photos by him when all their photos are trying to be funny. Do they even make herself? Fun guy looking for a fun girl. Pukes. What do you order for the table? I don't like narrow shoulders and like effeminate men. I don't like that. I'm not attracted to effeminate men anymore. I used to be, but now my tastes have changed where I don't know, a wide waist. Yeah. I love shows you have discipline, hobby, and take care of themselves. Well, mine sucks. Look at my nose. Oh, Let's move in the old apartment. Jamie Rose. Tiny incel. Aren't all men a little angry and you want him a matchmaker?
You know, I'm kind of bored. Let's move on to the comments. I'm bored with Chantal. There might be something spicy at the end. I don't know. I don't care. I'm bored. And I'm sure you guys are bored with her too. So let's do this. Let's go on the comments. I want to hear what the people have to say. Let's see. Rosewater says, it is so wonderful to see that you're not bothered by discussing whatever brand of lube Natter and Dee Dee use for their nightly rendezvous. That's real growth. Yeah. Focusing on details that really, if you're growing and you're done in a situation, you shouldn't be focusing on. That does show real growth. Laura of the Valley says she's rambling and trying to distract herself long enough until her plan comes into fruition. I definitely believe this new apartment arc is to win Nads back. Her living with Pete has been one of the things that has upset him for the longest, right? But the big question is, can she follow through with this plan? Talking about it does not make it happen. Can she make this thing actually happen? Can she? Will she? I don't think she will. I think it's just wishful thinking because she's in no financial position to make it actually happen. She would have to have a lot of time and effort spent to fix it. So she's just talking words into the air, y'all. It'll never come to pass, I promise you. Beatrix Kiddo says your channel is on life support. You're the most loathed person on the internet. It's all downhill from here. You're petrified and we see it. We love that for you. Well, she's in a spiral and she could get herself out, but she doesn't want to. She's so set in her ways and she's set in all the wrong ways and it's not helping her or her channel. And if I were Chantal, I would take my head out of my butt and do something. Do everything I could to fix this, but she's just not that smart. Rosewater says, oh, and this big gesture of getting rid of Pete's and living by yourself will definitely make Natter claim you, love you, and respect you. It's a given. You finally figured out what you need to do. Mercy. Well, as I said, even if Pete and Dee Dee were not in the picture, he still wouldn't have her. But she wants to delude herself that Pete is the reason why he's not there. No, there's a lot more reasons than that. How about you're unbalanced, Chantal? You're unhinged. You've shown him the worst parts of yourself that are not attractive, meaning your personality and your vengefulness and your wrathfulness and the fact that you will actually use the legal system to get back at him. It's already too late. There's no saving this. You can't save face now. You've given too much away. Workshop says, I bet Wilma will have a more fun summer than Shinny. For those who don't know, Wilma is the coconut in Natter's streams. Natter's been showing off this coconut, and all the reaction channels have named it Wilma. And poor Wilma, she just looks so traumatized over there. But as sad as it is, Wilma is the thing that everybody looks the most forward to seeing when Natter turns his camera on. Wilma is the most entertaining, positive thing about Natter's stream. So, you know what, Workshop, you're right. I bet Wilma will have a better summer than Chantal. Oh, Lord. Sierra says, oh, yes, all the men will want her. I bet she'll have a busy week ahead of her. Yeah, busy making men up to talk about. Lily says, you can't help yourself from raging. Plus, you have no content otherwise. So, yes, I'm also here for the next rage. That's the only thing anybody really looks forward to anymore because that's when she's not stoned, she's not greened out, she's coherent, she's actually saying something that makes sense to the camera. That's why everybody looks forward to the rages. Monty Max says, you admitted the other day you are positive for hepatitis B. It can be highly contagious and should be told to any partner you're planning on being sexually active with. I sure hope you told all the guys you've been sexually active with that you have hepatitis, even Cokie, as you should definitely get tested. Well, the hepatitis is contagious. She also mentioned she has C. diff. That's highly contagious. If she has a bacterial infection or a yeast infection, sorry guys for bringing that up. I know that's a female thing, but those can also be transmitted to a male. I don't want to be gross. Everybody forgive me. I am sorry, but I have to bring this up. It has to be said. Just something to know if you are a guy. I'll say this delicately. If you're a guy and you give oral pleasure to a woman and she's got an active yeast infection down there, that can be transmitted to your mouth. Okay? I'm not saying any man wants to do that to Chantal or anybody will do that to Chantal, but even like some simple infections, like a bacterial infection or a yeast infection, can be transmitted to a guy in different ways. Yes, they can. So she's highly contagious for several reasons and should not be around anybody until she gets her stuff straight. Happy Herman says, who will do all your fetching when Pete's isn't there? Will she have to do it herself? And Chantal, here's something to think about. And I'm not cursing you with anything. I'm not wishing anything on you. You're in very, very bad health right now. If a medical emergency happened to you, if you lived alone, Pete's would not be there to help you. If you had a stroke or a heart attack, who's going to be in the house to know? If Pete's is in a different place, he probably won't know. So that's something to also think about. Because you're in such bad health and because you are treating your health so badly, you could have a medical emergency. And if there's nobody in the house, that means the chance of something bad happening to you goes up even higher. Chantal's rage says, excuse me, the no sugar will be gone soon. She'll be crashing and in a mood until she picks up her next fix. This changed me is all fake. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to put any confidence in Chantal that she's changed until I see true change. And I don't see it. Because if you're somebody and you've done tremendous wrong and hurt to other people, and if you've got addictions going on, for someone who's reached their limit, they're hitting the wall, first, you have to arrive at that place where you tell yourself, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I've got to change. You've got to say that to yourself. You've got to have that thought. You've got to hold it in your mind, and you've got to use that thought to turn into a different direction. The next step after that is saying to yourself, I have a problem. Excuse me. You got to say to yourself, I have a problem. Problems meaning addictions, obsessions, maybe mental issues that need to be addressed with therapy, counseling, medication. You have to surrender. You cannot be in a state of denial. You have to surrender to the truth and say, I've got a problem and it's over my head and I need help. And then you have to seek out help. Next step, developing self-awareness, that you have all those problems and all those issues. Surrendering to the truth of that. And also surrendering to the thought that you've done people around you wrong. You develop that self-awareness that you had done wrong, and you want to make the wrongs right. Feeling regret and remorse where you once felt denial, and trying to make amends where you can. Chantal hasn't done any of that. She's living in a state of fantasy, illusion, and denial. She's not surrendering to anything. She's still got her guard up. You know, she's still deluding herself that she's living in this fantasy world that actually exists. So the healing process is not started because she's not ready to heal. Being broken is how she makes money. And she's going to keep it up. Let's see. AM says, is app dating really this dismal for people over 35? Seems very depressing. Well, I'm 51. And after my divorce with my second husband, I waited a good several months before I even looked at a dating app because I knew I was broken. I knew I needed my time to mourn the loss of the relationship. I knew that. I was self-aware of that. But when I did look around at different dating apps and sites, I didn't like what I saw. Because a lot of the dating apps, it's just people wanting to hook up, and that's not what I wanted. So after looking around and not seeing what I wanted, I just decided, you know what? I'm done here. And I left. I kept seeing the same thing on the dating apps and dating websites, wanting just casual fun, no strings attached. Guys showing off pictures of their junk. I was just like, nope, no, not this girl. I'm not wired that way. Other people want to do it. Hey, no judgment, but it's not for me. And I bowed out. So anymore, a lot of people are just doing the casual thing. And I'm sorry, my emotions are not casual. So there you have it. All right. Pamela Stringfellow says, does that 23-year-old like older women or need a green card? Probably. I mean, she's already gave $150 to moto guys. So she's always seeking out guys that need something rather than a guy that doesn't need anything except her companionship. Sweetie Pie says you hate everything that has to do with an active lifestyle because you know you will never be able to move your butt out of the chair or you're living in. Keep eating and smoking your life away. Love that for you. Yeah, she looks down her nose at an active lifestyle, but being out and about is fun. Isn't it? It's fun. Going out doing things, getting out of the house, smelling the fresh air, being out in nature. There's lots of fun activities that are active. You can have a blast. But she looks at that as, you know, like the way that a vampire looks at garlic and crucifixes. Get it away from me. Nothing wrong with being active and living life. Let's see. Beth Danger says, this video screams bloated, neglected, teased, F at girl. Well, her life is what she makes it. She's the architect of her life, and if she built up something bad, she can always tear it down and start over. Blizzard Varg says, did y'all hear about the obese TikToker who went on a public rant about being told she couldn't ride a horse because she was past the weight limit? I did hear about that, and I was not present for that situation, like on a personal level. I got some thoughts about that. I don't know if the staff treated her rudely. And maybe that's why she was upset. I don't know how they handled it, how the situation was handled. But I will say this, that horses are living creatures, okay? And there's only so much weight you can put on their back. I don't know how much this woman weighed, but you don't want to hurt an animal by putting too much weight on its back. You're going to hurt the animal's back. I don't know if the staff handled it in a tactful way and she still got angry or they were rude to her. But if somebody tells you, I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't allow you to go horseback riding because you're out of weight, that would hurt the animal, and we're not going to allow our animals to be hurt. You can't get mad about that. You can't get mad because somebody has an animal and they're not going to allow you to do harm to it. So that's how I feel about it. You know, just your ego may be bruised. You may feel offended, But put that aside and think about the health of the animal. You don't want to hurt an animal just because you're at a certain weight limit and the animal can only handle so much. I mean, that would just be terrible if she did get on the animal's back and they went for a ride, and then later on the animal is suffering back problems because of you. Let's see. So that's it for the comments. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment yourself. Please take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.